Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the new player of the month, Alphonso Davies, to review today. So we are taking a look at a card who is 6 foot tall, high-low work rates, left-footed, 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. So with the high-low work rates, guys, this card could be a very decent attacking oriented left back, or someone you can actually use in that left mid position in a 3-5-2, because he actually does offer a little bit of an attacking presence, right? So if he actually gets inside the 18-yard box, the shooting stats are not terrible to work with, and you can actually improve it if you really care too much about the shooting boost, about the defensive boost on the card. But for me personally, with Davies, people are going to be looking at this SBC as a potential SBC to unlock if they actually want to get a left back that they're putting fodder into, right? So with Alphonso Davies in game, he has speed, dribbler traits, flair traits, in-game attributes. He's at 97 acceleration, 97 for sprint speed. So you don't need to improve that, obviously. Base card stats for shooting set up really nicely on the card with the way that it's all set up. We're actually going to be giving him the backbone chemistry style, which is usually not a chemistry style I give players because of the way that they're formatted usually with the pace. But because he's already at a 97, and I actually want to improve his passing as much as possible, I do think that the backbone could be ideal, right? The passing boost that he gets for a +10 on the long passing is helpful with the vision boost. But it's the extra defensive and physical capabilities that are actually pretty decent too, right? You're boosting his aggression to work with his base card stats for pace. His defensive stats for a fullback should be perfectly fine. But again, you do have to take into consideration that this is a high-low work-rated player, right? So what we have to do with Alphonso Davies is testing out what he's like on the attack, on the defense, and just seeing what he's like in those general areas, defensive animations, all of that good stuff. A lot of comparisons that people are going to be doing with a card like this is going to be to the rule breakers, and I think that's going to be a very pointless comparison to make, because with the rule breakers version of the card, they have substantially boosted a lot of very important stats for him for his base characteristics, because this card is definitely going to be more versatile than the player of the month because of the shooting boost that he actually gets on the card. Yes, this card has a 91 acceleration, 91 for sprint speed, but on an anchor chemistry style, right? This is a pretty decent card to use in the left back position that you can pretty much rotate into any position. Again, as an SBC for Alphonso Davies, this card is going to be more expensive, so we are going to be seeing what he's going to be like in game with less shooting, but he does have more base card stats for pace for you to improve him as much as possible defensively. So there's different variables to both of the SBCs, so we're going to be looking into it anyways. So with the way that we're going to be positioning him in game, almost forgot, we do have to mention a few more things with this card. He has base card stats for dribbling are actually very nice for this card, to be honest. As a fullback with a unique body type, it's actually set up very nicely. Defensive stats for base card stats is pretty decent, but again, it definitely looks like he's more attacking oriented. And then for physicality, the card is going to be working with some extra aggression on top of the pace and body type that he does have. So with the way that we're going to be lined up with this card in game, let's see if we have a good formation for this. So we can use, I need to set up a 4-1-2-2 for the fullback reviews. We'll do that in the 4-2-2 afterwards. But we'll do the 4-4-2 for now. This is a super unbalanced 4-4-2 after the patch. We're going to be doing a new video for Spencer's 4-4-2, which is very, very good. But we're going to be using Alphonso Davies in that left back position. We can fix a few players here and there, actually. So I'll put Benzema up top here. Dembele will be over here. And we'll switch this here. Yeah. And then the instructions for the fullback we'll just leave on balance. We won't touch that. Everything else will be pretty default stuff that we've been using before. Yeah, Alphonso Davies will keep on balance though. Okay, cool. Let's try him out. Perfect. We'll do manual sprint speed here. Slide tackle. Second man press. With defending in this game, guys, I always tell you guys this, but it's actually better for you to not manually use the player when it comes to playing FIFA, because they actually track back quicker. It's always been like a thing recently. Little layoff here. Nice. Little skill move. Penalty? Oh, nice. We actually got that there. Cool. You can see a little bit of that like dribbling thing to him, right? Where having him as a more physical oriented player could be very nice, actually. Alphonso Davies has 64 for penalties. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it here and hit it in the green, maybe? No, we didn't. So we'll just kind of commit this guy here. Watch Davies how he commits. Switch to Kimpembe. Watch the pass there. His marking for Adama there is pretty decent. Not bad. His understanding there was perfectly fine. So I wanted to try a weak foot law pass right there, which is why I took like the extra touch. It wasn't too bad. I don't expect him to like really hit those, to be fair. That was a nice driven pass, actually. That was pretty solid. Tackle. Possession based. He has a pretty decent physical presence to him. Like his unique body type is actually kind of nice with that. So on the bounce, he does push forward. I'm gonna go for roulette here. Touch, go back in, touch again. Use your body. Traore is actually pretty decent after the upgrade, by the way, so don't mind that he actually loses that there. Okay, so over here, we're not gonna use anyone. Oh, couldn't even do it because Mbappe just gets the ball. Gonna come in on the attack again because of the high-low work rates. Here we go. So that's his track back with high-low work rates. Right, so there's a player that's there. Now he's gonna rotate with that player. He marks that guy the entire time. He's probably gonna make this middle pass, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so the marking there is perfectly fine. So even though he's a high-low work rated player, guys, it's more for how much he's going to attack than it is like him not defending. Does that make sense? Oh, an animation there too. Nice. See, like with his high-low work rates, he's like super committed forward. Oh, a little bit of a push touch right there. That's why you have to time the R trigger acceleration touch well. So you can see him over there on the left side. Kimpembe has the ball, but he was already tracking back really quickly. So the important thing with that is more, you know, if he attacks a lot in your team, depending on how you're lined up, like let's just say, for instance, you're using like a 4-1-2-2, it's going to be important to, you know, make sure you have a player that can attack, but that has the decent stamina too. So you can see that his dribbling is super, super physical oriented for sure. That worked out. We'll do this. Pass it off here. Go like this. Green time shot on the weak foot. Couldn't do it. So yeah, on the attack, guys, he's not going to feel as agile as someone like Hakimi, for instance. But he's just going to be more physical for sure. So it's when you go here, you go up. That's when he starts to go downward, see? Okay, so out of position here, Adama's going to be making this run. Tracking him the entire time. The one thing that I will say about Alphonso Davies' pace, guys, is that he doesn't feel as fast as you think he does. And that is mostly because of the way that the body type is kind of formatted in-game. Again, very physical oriented, so you can even notice it with the way that he sprints. Like Hakimi is a more agile player, so he'll feel faster, even if you give him like an anchor chemistry style. Tackle, nice, possession base too. So manually using him now. No crazy animation there. I'll trigger shield. It would be nice if players kind of just like went ahead of the attacker there more often than just like pushing it out, but like video game wise, you know? Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate there. Just L trigger right there. Nice. That's good. So it's just a ball roll, accelerated touch, ball roll, accelerated touch. Pretty decent with him. 4-star weak foot pass right there. Nicely done. Yeah, nice. So he marked the guy the entire time right there, but once I seen that he's probably going to like utilize that space, I just had to switch to him quickly. Let's use a weak foot, not a weak foot, strong foot switch there. Or by me, to be fair. We will try it again, though. There we go. Nicely weighted. Marked the Adama run the entire time right there. That was solid. Yeah, so his high-low work rates, guys, like defensively is not going to be an issue. The way he positions himself is fine. I timed out on a red. I almost scored that. See if you win this in the air from just doing a pass. Doesn't get that. I'll trigger shield. There we go. You see how he kind of has like that emphasis to him? Like he has like low stamina now, but that's just like a thing with his card, which is not a problem as a fullback. He's just more physical, which is good. Nice. Sticks out a foot right there too. From switching. I don't even think I actually did a tackle right there. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the Alphonso Davies card. So with this card, guys, it's going to really depend on how you actually want to line him up in game, because here's the thing, right? His high-low work rates is more to signify that he is going to be a card that attacks pretty often with a high-low work rate. But defensively, guys, the low defensive work rate is not really going to be an issue with him. Like, he does still defend quite nicely. We were giving him a backbone chemistry style because of the passing boost that you give him, the physicality boost, as well as the defending boost. A card like this, guys, with the way that he's formatted in game, so he's a 6-foot-tall player with a unique body type, but his unique body type is more physical oriented, right? So because of that, you notice that with the pace, he doesn't feel as fast as you maybe thought he would actually be, right? He feels a little bit slower than that, which, again, is not necessarily a problem because he's more physical oriented. So the defensive animations coming off, the way that he positions himself on the pitch, the body-to-body angles you're going to be working with is going to be pretty solid to work with, right? Because with that physical presence that he has, the 97 acceleration, 97 for sprint speed, with an aggression boost on the card, whether you decide to go with the Sentinel chemistry style or the backbone chemistry style, that extra aggression to work with his height, his body type, his pace, and his dribbling stats is going to be very solid to work with. With his dribbling, guys, you do notice that, like, let's just say, for instance, you use Hakimi as your right back or as your right mid in your team. Hakimi is a player that feels more agile because of the lean body type, because of the 5'11" height, right? Alphonso Davies feels less agile because of the body type that he has. Like I said, not necessarily an issue. But the card is pretty solid for a fullback. You know, obviously with Alphonso Davies, there's so many links that you can work with, which is very, very cool. But here's the thing. So this SBC costs 216k, and the biggest variable when it comes to this SBC is that I like that EA actually made it different to the rule breakers, because when it's similar, it's really boring, right? But the difference from the player of the month to the rule breakers is going to be in the shooting department, right? So with the shooting department, you're going to see that he's going to have higher shooting on the rule breakers version of the card compared to the player of the month version, which in my opinion makes the card more versatile, right? If you have higher shooting stats, that actually allows you to use a card like this in multiple positions, right? Because the dribbling boost, again, you don't notice as much, but that physical aspect to him in the midfield position is also very cool to work with, right? Because it's a card that can attack and that can defend, and because of his high-low work rates, he's just gonna be more attacking oriented. High-low work rates is fantastic for him because he still defends even with the low defensive work rate. It just tells you that he's going to be super attacking oriented. So for me personally, I like the rule breakers version of the card more because of the shooting that it gives you. Because guys, if you give this card an anchor chemistry style and he has pace like that, the difference between giving him pace like that at 96-96 and the player of the month at a 97-97, it's different, or it's not that different, right? 96 to a 97 is just, it's not as noticeable. When it comes to base card stats for defense and physical, it's in +1s and 2s in areas that you're just not going to notice. So defensively, the card is going to be the same. So this player of the month SBC exists as a card that if you are mainly going to be using him in the left back position as a balanced fullback or as a stay back while attacking fullback, if you complete the SBC because of the fodder that you have in your club to decrease the price of the SBC, then it's cool to work with, because obviously if you're putting fodder in, it decreases the price and you're getting packs back for it, right? So there's a big variable there, right? But in regards to in-game quality, it makes the most sense to go with the Rule Breakers Davies card if you can afford him and add him to your team. So it's just a situation like that, guys. That's just my opinion. Again, an anchor chemistry style on this guy with base card stats for dribbling being good, shooting being good, you might as well just go with this one, right? So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.